Okay, today we will see the velocity triangle of an axial turbine. So this is also basically a very important part of aircraft jet engine, and to study this is very much important. So the main function of axial turbine is basically the opposite of the compressor, wherein here in axial turbine the velocity increases and the pressure decreases, which is the main work of axial turbine, whereas in the compressor it was opposite. So here we can see that the velocity which the air enters the nozzle blade is given by C1. So here the velocity enters at an angle alpha 1 and through the nozzle blade. In the nozzle blade, the absolute velocity of the air increases, which we can see the line difference also, which is indicated over here. Later, the relative velocity is observed. Relative velocity is basically the velocity which is observed when we sit on the rotor blade. We will observe the movement of the air. So that velocity is given by relative velocity. So later, the air enters into the rotor blade. Rotor blade, which is known as the rotating part, here the relative velocity increases and the absolute velocity decreases. Previously, in our last video, we have seen that if relative velocity decreases, pressure is rising. So this was the main motto of axial compressor. So here the relative velocity is increasing, which means that the pressure should automatically decrease. Thus, this is the main achievement of the axial turbine. So thus, this velocity triangle shows us that at the end of the rotor blades, the velocity is increased. So here also we use the same notations which was used in axial compressors. So as we can see, it was very simple as I explained in the previous video, where absolute velocities are always associated with alpha. C is associated with alpha. So and wherever relative velocity is there, which is it is associated with beta, which is the blade angle, and this is the air angle. So it is very easy to, and wherever c is there comes whirl velocity, cw, and wherever relative velocity is there comes tangential velocity. So this is over. This is very easy to understand and very easy to incorporate also. So we can move to the next part. So here, as we derived for compressor, here also we derive for the turbine. So work done is given as W is equal to U C omega 2 plus C omega 3. And later this U1, which is basically this one. So this is U1 and this is U2. We have considered these two to be same. So here U is just from the diagram we can see that it is a difference between the whirl velocity and the tangential velocity, and here it is a difference between the tangential velocity and the whirl velocity. So this is very simple. And later, now from diagrams we get this. As we can see, tan alpha 2, tan beta 2, these are all given by the diagrams very easily. So later we substitute these into the above equation of work done, and we arrive at these two other forms of equation, which is very really helpful when the blade angle and the air angle is being given. So there is a one important easy difference we can notice between the turbine and the compressor in work done. When it was work done, there was a negative symbol. Here there is a positive symbol. So the difference between is that in turbine the velocity gets added up, whereas in the compressor the velocity is means is minus. So this we can easily identify. Even here plus symbol is observed in turbine, whereas it was a negative symbol in compressor. So here also the same thing. So this is a very easy formula, and you can remember it easily. So now next, so this we can implement in a problem and just look into that. A single stage gas turbine operates with an axial absolute flow. So here the word axial absolute flow, as we know, c1 is our absolute velocity, so it is axial. So it means that c1 becomes equal to ca1 at the entry as well as at the exit. So c3, so this C3, it will be equal to CA3, which is the axial velocity at the exit. So the next is absolute flow angle at the nozzle exit. Here is the nozzle. The absolute flow velocity is known as alpha beta 2. So beta 2 is given as 70. So later on, uh, the mean blade speed, which is the u is same in both cases, so it is given by 440. Here u becomes equal to ct3 since there is no c omega 3 term. So later they have asked absolute velocity at the rotor entry. Absolute velocity at the rotor entry is c2. Sorry, this should be c2. And there is one more question. Absolute flow angle at the nozzle exit is alpha 2. It's not beta, it's alpha 2. Okay. So here absolute velocity at the rotor entry is asked. So C2 is basically asked to find out. This can be directly done. If you put this in the work done formula, we know work done, which is given as 228 kilojoules. So if we substitute work done in work done and we know u and c omega 3 is 0, so we will get c omega 2, and if this c omega 2, if we substitute over here, we will get the answer. Okay, now let's move to the next. Here this is quite a small comparison between the axial compressor and the axial turbine. So here we can see there is no igv over here, hence there is no relative velocity given to the air. So here in axial turbine it directly enters with absolute velocity, there is no relative velocity. So here in rotor the absolute velocity is increasing, but here in the rotor the absolute velocity is decreasing. This happens because, as I explained previously, in axial compressor the blades are divergent. In turbines it is convergent. So this is the main reason. And this is the main difference behavior. Here u2 will be the sum of both, but u2 here will be the difference between c omega 2 and c omega ct2. So other notations, as I explained previously, see here alpha 2. So this alpha 2, it is associated with c2, which is again associated with c omega 2. So here let's come alpha 2, it is associated with c2, which is absolute velocity, which is again associated with cw2, which is the wear velocity. So this is very easy to plot and very easy to understand. The only difference here is that here the velocity decreases, here the velocity increases. And in work done formula, this is here negative sign comes, whereas in turbine the positive symbol comes. So this is the main ending of the axial turbine. I think it was very easy to understand, and let's see next topic in the next videos. Thank you.